So there's 8 billion people on the planet. Most of those people are not interested in your products and services. So in this episode, I'm going to detail how do you find your right audience and what are the different types of audiences in social media. There's particularly 3 of them. And I'll give you some of the stories that I've used to build my 9-figure-a-year company from the ground up and what I do for my clients at Attention Grabbing Media, which is my Inc. 5000 marketing company. Let's get started with the episode. Audiences are essential. For example, let's say that you sell dog treats. You're still not gonna get a dog to open up their wallets and pay you for the treats. You still have to get the dog owner to buy something from you. So at the end of the day, we are all in the business of serving audiences. And when you can talk to the people correctly, and not only talk to them correctly, but you can talk to the correct people, you are going to win. It's inevitable. So audiences is what the world of business is made of. I've always said that the worst performing creatives in front of the right audience will generate sales and revenue. And the best performing creatives, the best content out there, will not do anything in front of the wrong people. When I talk about the social media game, I am talking about TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, everywhere. All of these platforms operate in pretty much the exact same way. The first one to really dominate the game of building digital audiences was really Google, but then Facebook took it to a whole different level. They all have followed in the same footsteps. They are all built around these free audiences. These are names that I came up with myself, and I'm gonna give you the names that are used on platforms like Meta and Facebook, but overall, this is what it's all about. You got 3 of them. You got social media data audiences, you got your data, and then you got the mix of both. These are all different, unique, individual audiences. Let's break down each one very quickly. So if we focus on social media data, what does Facebook call this? What does Meta? What do they call this particular type of audience? They call it core audience. Every single piece of information that they have is what they call the core audience on Facebook, meaning people that engage with Facebook pages, interactions, interests, websites that the audiences visit, the individual people visit, whether people are actually online buyers or they like to window shop. All that data is there on the platform. And this is what makes platforms like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, etc. so valuable, because they have data. And that data, we use it to try to find potentially new audiences to target with our products and services. Because that way, instead of doing shotgun marketing, trying to get people to buy your products and services, we're doing targeted marketing to people that have already shown through engagement, interaction, participation with the social media platform itself that they have an interest in that subject. For example, let me give you a fun fact about you. If you open up Facebook right now, let's say that you're an active Facebook user, browse through it. Do this as an experiment. The content that you see is being planted by you. You are the algorithm. That's right. You are the one that determines what type of content you see, because as they present content to you, you get to decide what you like and don't like. In my case, I am extremely full of posts about football. I'm a big fan of football, business, education. I'm obsessed with the game of business. Generally, I stay away from negativity and people that are complaining and criticizing and telling how bad the world is. And because I do so, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, none of these platforms feed me things that I don't want. If you go through here, you're gonna see nothing but business stuff and things related to marketing and maybe gym training and workouts and my companies and so on and my friends and football. I am the algorithm. Not Facebook, not Instagram, none of these platforms are. I determine what gets shown on my feed. Just like if you go out to a restaurant to have a dinner night with your wife or with your husband, and she or he is going to be late, and she says, baby, just order me what you know from your experience. You're able to go to the menu and put things in front of her or him that she's likely or he's likely going to like. And that's because you know what she or he wants. So that's the same thing when it comes to the algorithm. The social media platforms use your data to determine what to put in front of you. So what does that mean for us brands? we are able to actually use that data to present our products and offers to people that are likely going to be interested with that. It's a very powerful thing. That is what makes social media marketing so special and so effective in helping you find audiences. Instead of having to go to 200 million people in the USA, I go to 2 million people, or to 500,000 people, or to 100,000 people that have shown interest in certain subjects. That is social media data, core audience. You can use that to your advantage, and it is available on any advertising campaign, and it's very easy to utilize. The second type of audience, I'm calling it your data. If I'm the brand, it's my data. What does Facebook call it? What does Meta call it? Custom data, your custom audience. That includes your email list, your phone number list. That includes people that watch your videos, website visitors, people that visit your web properties, people that have engaged with your content and have interacted with your page somehow, whether that's on Instagram or on TikTok or on Facebook. It is the same thing. They are digital footprints based on people's interaction with you and your brand. Maybe it is your customers, people that have bought things from you. How cool the fact that you can actually take your best customers, a list of, let's say, 1,000 people that have purchased $1,000 or more of your products, and say, Facebook, here are my customers. And you can send them a social media campaign and be like, I want to thank you for being one of my top customers in the year 2024. In exchange for your support of my business, I want to give you more value. I opened up a coaching program in which I'm going to take you up, and I'm going to take your skills to the next level. You can do that. And most people, they don't know they have that ability. So your data is incredibly important. I can tell you one thing. I have been in the marketing game. If you didn't know this, Attention Grabbing Media is my company, marketing company, Inc. 5000, winning 3 times in a row, hundreds of employees. We do really good at what we do. We market for celebrities and 9-figure brands, and including my own 9-figure brand and so on. And we're really good at what we do. And one of the most valuable things that we've ever done is figure out how to effectively keep customers, clients buying from us. That's the most valuable thing. For example, doctors and chiropractors are extremely benefited by the ability to upload a list to Meta and get these patients to keep on coming back. And this is something that is compliant. There is a process, without getting into too many details, that is called hashing. You can actually take a list of your customers and you can upload it to Meta, and Meta will not really take that data themselves. They don't use it. They protect it. It goes to a middleman. It goes from you right here to this computer over here, which is a hashing computer. And then Meta mixes it with their data, and then they create a baby. And Meta might tell you, listen, you gave me 1,000 names. I found 897. So here you go. Here's a baby, a list with 897 people that are also active on my platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and so on. So I can now use that list and I can create an advertising campaign, and I can talk to them knowing exactly who they are, what they bought, why they're important to me, and what do I want to advertise and market to them. This is one of the secrets in the social media marketing game that most people don't even understand how to capitalize on. It doesn't matter if you have a list of 1,000 buyers or 100,000 buyers. You can have many, many different categories in between those and know how to communicate to these people. For example, somebody that hasn't bought from you in the last 6 months, but they bought a lot from you before. You want to bring them back. And using something like this, you can bring them back with something called a win-back campaign. So that's your data right there. It's called the custom audience on Meta. That's what they call it. But in all simplicity, it is your data. All right. So we got 2 of them so far. We got the core audience, which is all of the data that Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, they accumulate about them that you can use to retarget them. Because hey, after all these platforms, they want one thing. They want to sell advertising. That's what they want. And this particular data right here makes it possible for them to sell advertising at a very good rate. They make money. If you look at their finances, Facebook's finances are 95% of it dependent on advertising paid to them by brands like you and me. That's what keeps the organization making money. And then last but not least, the third audience is a mix of both. What does Meta call it? Meta calls this, and you probably might have heard this term before, a lookalike audience. But to be as simple as possible, a lookalike is self-explanatory. It looks alike. Alike to what? Well, here's what they do. They actually mix these two. And what you do is you say, Facebook, I'm going to give you my customer list, 1,000 of my top customers. I want you to help me find with your data people that are similar. Could you help me do that, please? They're going to say, absolutely yes, I will help you do this. Here's a list of 1 million people that I found based on the similarities between the list of 1,000 people that you gave me and the list of billions of people that are active on my platforms. I found 1 million of them that are actually very similar, and they have particularly six common traits: demographics, income levels, which they have that data because they have IRS data, zip code demographics, about most of the zip code in a particular area earns above a certain level. They have data about interests, what do they like, don't like, or married or single or kids, and so on. All that data is available to them. They mix it, and then they give you back a list of potentially millions of people that are the most similar in several ways to your best customers. Why is this important for them to be legit and real? Well, because they are in the business of doing what? Of making money. Facebook needs to make money with the advertisers. That's what they depend on. If they don't give you results, they stop getting your money. If they stop getting your money, they stop growing. So it is important for them to give you accurate data so you can get results. So they are, in essence, your partner. So when they mix that data, basically the social media data that they have acquired over the years of your activity on the platform, combined with your data and your customers, they spit out a new baby, and that's called a look-alike audience, which is a mix of both. And this is very powerful. As you might have known already, as you might have heard, there's basically cold audiences or warm audiences. Your data is warm. These are your customers, they're engaged with you, or they're following your content, they're somehow connected with you already. They're easier to sell them things because they know who you are. Over here are cold. But when you use them in combination, you can consistently create warm audiences if you do this correctly. And you can take some of the social media audiences to become warm, and you can take some of the lookalike audiences to become warm, and then you have never-ending audiences that are expanding that you can target to generate more sales and revenue. I'll give you one final analogy before we wrap up this episode over here. Hopefully you've gotten a little bit more value on that and you can execute, because this is something that is practical. And you can go and you can say, I'm going to create a marketing campaign and I want to target my customers, or I want to target my followers, or I want to target people that watch my videos. Or you can say, I want to create a marketing campaign and I want to target people that are interested in dogs, or people that are interested in gardens, or people that are interested in cooking, you name it. Or I want to create a marketing campaign and I want to try to have Facebook help me find people that are similar to my best customers. And I want to feed them data so they know who my customers are, and then they can give me an audience that I can try to bring into my brand, my products and services. So you get to make a decision based on this, and it's very easy to execute. And if you don't know how, you can always reach out, leave a comment, and we'll guide you in the right direction with any of our enormous wealth of training. So that being said, analogy, let's say that we're talking about a garden and you're planting your own flowers on that garden. When you are planting your own flowers, meaning that you are planting your own seeds and you're nurturing them, and you're putting water on them every day, and you're putting all the things that it needs to be able to grow and flourish and become beautiful, then you're doing your own data right here. And it's something that you accumulate. When you are going to a community garden, meaning a garden that has flowers that you can go and you can pick from that particular garden, and maybe you can take some of the seeds with you and then plant some of those seeds in your own garden, and you have all these variety. You are using the social media data, aka core data, to try to find more audiences to come into your world. And then last but not least, you have the mix of both. When you are going into a garden and you're saying, hey, I really like what you have going on over here, but listen, I brought my seeds. Here are some pictures of my garden. This is what my flowers look like. You see how they're yellow, they're like 4 feet tall, they blossom, and they do really well during the winter and so on. Could you help me find the seeds that I could plant so I can try to get some more of those in my garden. And that's basically how you look at the world of audiences on social media. I hope that you like this episode. If you have any questions or any suggestions for future content, please leave it in the comments below. This is the Manuel Suarez Marketing Channel. I'm here to continue helping you and guiding you in this world of crazy marketing opportunity that is going to continue to evolve every single day. I will see you in the next episode.